Hello, my dear students. I hope all of you are safe at home. Today is the time to talk about some cancelled part in the last year. First, we will talk about the structure of the atom. The atom consists of a nucleus which contains protons and neutrons. The nucleus is surrounded by negative charge called electrons. Most of the mass of the atom is concentrated in its nucleus. Who discovered the radioactivity? It is the French scientist called Henri Becquerel discovered the emission of invisible rays from uranium. The rays penetrated from solid objects. So let's go to know what's meant by radioactivity. It is a spontaneous decaying of atoms and nuclei of radioactive elements in nature, attempted to achieve a more stable composition. Radioactive elements. They are elements whose nuclei has a number of neutrons more than the number required for its stability. From examples of radioactive elements: radium, uranium, cesium, polonium, selenium. The radiation of nuclei of radioactive elements, for example, alpha, beta, and gamma rays. The radioactivity may be natural or artificial. Natural radioactivity is the radiation produced from radioactive elements in nature, while artificial radioactivity that released during a nuclear reaction or nuclear bombs in the nuclear reactor or nuclear bomb. Dr. Ali Mustafa Msharrafa. He has a great achievement in fields of atom and radiation helped in making atomic bomb. We can use nuclear energy, number one, in peaceful uses. Number one, medical field. As shown in figure, we can use nuclear energy to diagnose and treat disease like cancer. Number two, we can use it in agricultural field to kill and eliminate pests to improve plant races. Number three, we can use it in industrial field, as we can convert sand to silicon sheet that's used in making computer processors. And we can program the electric circuit used in electric devices. And we can find defects in making products. We can use nuclear energy also in generating electricity. The nuclear energy used to heat water to produce steam to turn turbines to generate electricity, as shown in figure. So the heat energy that produced from nuclear energy can turn turbines to generate electricity. Number two, radiation pollution. This means increase of the amount of radiation in the environment. The natural radiation sources, it's natural radioactive elements on Earth, and the cosmic radiation comes from outer space, so it's natural. But radiation pollution can be artificial. What are the artificial sources? Number one, explosion of nuclear bombs that make a huge radiation pollution. Number two, nuclear reactors. For example, nuclear reactors. An example, in 1986, the Chernobyl nuclear reactor in Russia exploded, make atomic cloud by rain. It polluted soil and the plants. Then cows, sheep feed on polluted plants. Their milk meat also polluted. The elements were found in food after Chernobyl accident are iodine and cesium isotopes, which resulted from decaying in nuclear, that's uranium-235. The radiation effect on the human body. So what? Number one, exposure to a large dose of radiation for short time, it may damage bone marrow, it may damage spleen, digestive system, and central nervous system. But when you exposure to a radiation for a long time, maybe months or years, it may cause A. Physical effects. The other changes appear on living organisms as skin cancer. B. Genetic effects that Change in the sex chromosomes composition result in abnormal birth. C. Cellular effect leading to destroying cells. What are the measuring units of radiation? It's called REM. The maximum safe dose of nuclear radiation should not exceed 5 rem in a day. So, to be in safe side, not exceed 5 rem in a day. How to protect us from radiation pollution? Number 1. Avoid exposed to nuclear radiation that maximum safe dose, as we say, 5 rem in one day. Number 2. The workers with radioactive elements in labs should wear radiation protective gloves and masks. Number 3. Follow some radioactive wastes away from underground water baths and earthquakes and volcanoes. Nuclear wastes of weak and medium radiation surrounded by cement layer that placed in ground. Make sure for nuclear plants to cool the hot water before throwing it in seas and lakes. This some ways to protect ourselves from radiation. I hope all of you are safe now. Goodbye in the next session.